All right, let's just jump right into this. We're going to talk about a pretty wild idea today. The secret to building real, long-term wealth isn't about looking rich. It's actually the complete opposite. It's about strategically looking poor.
I mean, think about it for a second. Why does a guy like Warren Buffett, who's worth billions, still live in the same house he bought way back in the 50s? Or what's with Mark Zuckerberg in those plain gray t-shirts? It's not some weird accident. No, it's a very powerful choice. And today, we're going to break down exactly why they do it.
So first things first, let's talk about the big problem here. This constant pressure we all feel to look successful, to project this image of wealth, it's more than just expensive. It's a total financial and psychological trap that literally keeps people from ever getting ahead.
And this slide, this just nails it. On one side, you've got the mindset of people who are quietly building real wealth. They're all about long-term value. But on the other side, it's all about that high-maintenance image, this constant chase for short-term validation. This is the exact battle that keeps so many bank accounts stuck at zero.
You know, there's actually a name for this phenomenon. It's called the Diderot effect. It comes from this French writer, Denis Diderot, from way back in the 1700s. The story goes, he gets this beautiful, fancy new robe as a gift, and suddenly, all his old stuff, his chair, his desk, it all looks kind of shabby next to the robe. So what did he do? He went into debt, replacing everything just to match it. See, one flashy purchase can set off a total avalanche of new expenses you never saw coming.
Let's just take this idea to the absolute extreme. Imagine someone just gives you a Ferrari. It's free. Sounds amazing, right? But is it really? Well, the insurance is going to be 5 times higher. You have to use premium fuel, which just bleeds you dry. The tires can cost more than your rent, and a basic service, that starts at $2,000. That free gift becomes a financial prison, chaining you to its insane upkeep.
Okay, so we've seen the trap. It's pretty clear. Now let's flip the script and talk about the solution. We're going to get into the direct and honestly incredibly powerful financial upside of just keeping things low-key.
And this is where it all becomes super practical. The source we looked at pointed out that something like 6 out of 10 adults live paycheck to paycheck. And a big reason why is all those little habitual upgrades. So what if you did the opposite? What if you just didn't? You keep the phone that works perfectly fine, you drive the car that gets you from A to B, you cook a few more meals at home. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that saves you $500 a month.
Well, after just 1 year, that simple discipline puts $6,000 right back into your pocket. And that's not some made-up fantasy number, that's a real, tangible result from making a few modest choices. But it gets much, much better.
Okay, now here is where the real magic happens. You take that same money, and instead of spending it, you invest it. Now, assuming a pretty average historical stock market return of 7% a year, that one simple decision to save $500 a month could grow to over $40,000 in 25 years. That is the quiet power of compounding. Your money is actively working for you instead of just rotting away as a depreciating asset in your garage.
But here's the thing, it's not just about the money, not even close. A modest lifestyle actually builds a richer life, not just a richer bank account. We're talking about your peace of mind, your stress levels, and the quality of your actual relationships.
The source tells this great story about an expat in Hong Kong, we'll just call him Tom. And this guy, he was all flash, diamond watch, luxury condo, the works. And guess what? His friendships were just as superficial. They were all transactional. He drained everyone's energy and their wallets. When you live modestly, you attract people who value you, for your ideas, your conversation, not for what you can buy them.
So why doesn't buying all this new stuff make us permanently happier? Well, the answer lies in this fascinating psychological concept called the hedonic treadmill. See, our brains are just wired to adapt to new things incredibly quickly. There are famous studies on lottery winners that found, after that first big spike of joy, they went right back to their previous level of happiness within just a few months. The thrill just doesn't last.
And this breaks it down perfectly. You know the feeling, right? You buy something new, you get that short-lived thrill, but then it fades. And pretty soon you need another hit, another purchase, just to feel that excitement again. Living modestly helps you step off this absolutely exhausting treadmill so you can find joy in things that actually last.
Now, let's shift gears and frame this as a total power move, because this isn't just about saving money or being defensive. Living below your means is a proactive, strategic advantage in business and, well, in life.
So this slide shows something called the 4% rule in action. It's basically a common guideline that says you can safely withdraw 4% of your invested money each year when you retire.
But look at the staggering difference it makes for these two neighbors. The person who learns to live well on $30,000 a year needs $500,000 less to retire than the one spending $50,000. By lowering your expenses, you are drastically lowering the finish line for your own financial freedom.
Okay, so let me set up a little scenario from the source. Contractor A walks into a hardware store, and this guy is just projecting success from every angle. He's got the designer jeans, the brand new shiny truck, the gold chains. He looks like he has money to burn.
Then, Contractor B walks in. Totally different vibe. He looks like a pro who's been putting in a hard day's work. His appearance doesn't scream fat profit margins. It screams, I watch my costs very carefully so I can give my clients good value. Right? It's a no-brainer. The store manager sees the flashy contractor and thinks, this guy's doing fine. I don't need to give him a deal. But he sees the modest contractor and knows this is someone who will walk away if the numbers don't make sense. A low-key image gives you incredible negotiating power.
And here's another hidden gift of this mindset. If you're constantly trying to show off how successful you are, you can't risk starting a little side business that might flop. Your image is just too fragile. But the quiet builder, they can experiment, they can stumble, they can learn, and they can try again, because honestly, nobody's even watching. That freedom is pure rocket fuel for innovation and real growth.
So how do we pull all of this together? Let's wrap this all up and lay out a clear path to building a kind of wealth that's about way more than just money. We're talking about freedom, peace, and having control over your own life.
This right here, this is the ultimate filter. Before your next purchase, whatever it is, just pause and ask yourself this one simple question. Is this about genuine, lasting value that will actually improve my daily life, or is it just a temporary ego boost? If it's the ego, just swipe away. Save your energy and your money for what truly matters. And you can start this like right now, today. These are not huge, scary steps. Just move $10 from your checking to your savings. Plan a walk with a friend instead of an expensive dinner. Find one free online class to learn something new. It's these small, simple actions that build unstoppable momentum over time.
And at the end of the day, that's the real goal, isn't it? Not a life that just looks good in pictures, but one that actually feels good to live. A life that's rich in time and choice and peace. That is true wealth. And it's built not by what you show off, but by what you quietly keep for yourself.